Hey playa, have you ever been at a point in your life where you felt like people were taking advantage of you? Whether it's friends, family, or the person you're in a relationship with, it's a pretty crappy situation to be in, but there is a solution, and I'll explain what that is right after this. In order to prevent being taken advantage of, you first have to start by looking inside yourself. Usually, when there's an external problem that you face, recognizing your feelings is the best first step to take because it allows you to make change in your own life and bring about change in the lives of others. First, take a look at why your situation exists. Have you somehow been conditioned to accept the abuse of others? Sometimes for people who feel taken advantage of, it could be way easier to accept others' negativity if it means not losing them as friends or as a partner. And from that we can see that if you find it difficult and uncomfortable to talk to others about your feelings, then how can you expect them to recognize what's going on and make positive changes all on their own? What a lot of people tend to do is dwell on their feelings, and dwelling is simply thinking about your feelings over and over without ever coming to a decision or a conclusion as to how you're going to express them to others. Maybe someone told you that you're ugly or not good enough or smart enough to spend time with them. Dwelling on those feelings is thinking about them over and over without ever deciding, yes, I want to do something about this. Remember, you deserve to be respected, and as much as people want to believe that there are people that are better than others, there aren't. And because of that, your thoughts and feelings are worth expressing. But you should find a way to express them that doesn't attack other people, which is the tough part. You may feel the need to express your feelings by being sarcastic or rude, but that doesn't really teach the other person why what they're doing is wrong. In fact, it doesn't really teach them much at all. When you lash back with negativity, the other person is very likely to feel hurt and defensive, meaning anything you say to them is just going to go right over their head because they're hurt, and that's all that matters to them. And that defensiveness might lead them to say things like, "It's not that big of a deal. Just suck it up and be a man. Don't be a pussy and get offended by everything." Or, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't be upset. The list goes on, but those are just some of the things that people will say in defense of their own ego if you don't approach them with kindness. But you're the one that's upset here. How are you expected to be kind when they're the ones taking advantage of you and acting like a jerk? Much like with any skill, effective communication needs to be practiced. That's why it's so important for you to communicate using facts and feelings. Before you communicate though, it's always a good idea to write out your feelings so that you can see what exactly it is that's bothering you and you can shape the way that you want to say it to the other person. For example, let's say your friends never call you to hang out, but only call you when they need something from you. If you were communicating in facts and feelings, you might say something like, "Last week, all of you guys went out to the movies together and no one called me to come. I felt kind of hurt because I was left out." The key is to never presuppose why someone did something or to cast a label on them to make yourself feel better. Based on how you feel, it might be a lot easier to say something like, "Well, you guys went out to the movies and you're a bunch of jerks because you didn't call me and you hate me for no reason." The second phrasing determines who they are and why they did it. You're saying that they're jerks and they did it because they hate you for no reason, which only they truly know why they did it. By communicating the facts and the feelings that came with them, you're standing up for yourself. You're letting people know that they can't just walk all over you and that when something happens, you're going to address it and you're going to be open and honest about it. Another very important thing to do is to be aware of the behaviors that have changed with the people that are taking advantage of you. Are there new people in the friend group that are kind of changing the dynamic of it? Did someone recently get into a relationship and now they're being influenced by their partner? Or is something just going on at home that's affecting how that person's responding to everyone else? And while understanding that each of those scenarios are important, you're not responsible for the feelings of everyone else. This is something that people who get taken advantage of do a lot. They never want to hurt anyone else or say anything that might upset them, so they internalize the burden. They take the abuse and then they carry it forward and pretend like nothing happened. When you communicate in facts and feelings, you're making your best effort to be open, be honest, and be understanding of the other person while not being judgmental of them for why they're doing what they're doing. And creating that non-judgmental space gives both of you room to talk about what happened. Sometimes though, you will encounter people that come off like they just don't care. They're going to deny it, they're going to downplay things, and they're going to do everything they can to shift the burden of change from themselves to focus on something else. If you notice this is the case and that the person's unwilling to take personal responsibility sometimes, then don't engage them at all. It's never within your power to change someone else, but what is in your power is the ability to change your own responses and your own actions. What do you think? Have you ever been taken advantage of before? Leave your comment below and we'll talk about it. No one deserves to be taken advantage of. Therefore, building strength comes from being able to express your feelings and talk about them. Just remember that whenever you feel like you're being taken advantage of, there's always people like me and all the other people in this community leaving comments below to help you out whenever we can. As always, guys, love and peace.